Do you frequently feel lost and unsure about your life's purpose? Do you believe you have greater potential than you are now manifesting? Consider this. Your higher self can be found deep inside your being. Your higher self is a component of your awareness, us, that exists outside of the physical body's constraints. It reflects the true essence of the individual and is defined by boundless potential and your genuine everlasting nature. It is the part of you that inspires you, directs you with intuition, and educates you via insight. Our higher self is the portion of us that is still in touch with the divine. It is the God self that is within each of us. The great yogi Swami Sivananda put it succinctly: the true purpose of life is to realize oneself, to find and fulfill one's destiny. Your higher self is completely aware of your intents, ambitions, and secrets. You begin to live your dream life the moment you begin to align with your higher self. Keep an eye out till the finish, since we'll be searching for indicators that you're connecting with your higher self. And by watching this film, your higher self may be attempting to communicate with you. When you stand in something beautiful, your higher self gives you a sense of tranquility. Your everlasting, ageless, immortal self is constantly at your side. It is you, beyond your ego, anxieties and fears, and it is constantly present to guide you. You are the one. Have you ever felt an uncontrollable, intuitive tug in your stomach? If so, you may have heard that this sensation is your higher self attempting to connect with you. It's critical to pay attention when you get a gut feeling or a visceral instinct about a choice, person, or situation that appears out of nowhere. Following your instincts may not always make rational sense, but it may take you to a route that is more in line with your real self and gets you closer to your purpose. Having faith in your intuition may help you make decisions that seem right for you, even if you can't articulate why. In technical words, intuition is the expression of your higher self's counsel. This inner knowing is a spontaneous phenomenon that may give you a sense of certainty without any rational or logical explanation. For example, when you recognize that a new relationship or opportunity is a good fit for you, the lack of any reasonable explanation makes it feel like a leap of faith because your intellect cannot explain it. However, you must trust your intuition, since your higher self would never lead you astray. When your deepest truth speaks to you, you must honor it regardless of your feelings of fear or uncertainty. Marcus Aurelius wisely stated that very little is required to live a happy life. It all comes down to your way of thinking. So, the next time you sense an intuitive tug, pay attention to it and see where it takes you. Wisdom is bubbling under the surface, ready to guide you to your ultimate good. You may notice a shift in your perception of the world around you as you progress through life. You could discover that you've acquired a new perspective that has dramatically altered the game for you. You no longer perceive things in black and white terms, but rather see that what is good and terrible is purely subjective and varies from person to person. You are much more welcoming of people now that you have gained this fresh perspective. You do not pass judgment on somebody based on their views, experiences, or feelings. Instead, you accept their truth for what it is and attempt to see where they are coming from. When someone comes to you disappointed, furious, or unhappy, you don't discount their sentiments as invalid or incorrect. Instead, you show them warmth and compassion, knowing that everyone's experiences are real and deserve to be respected. Even if someone refuses or does not want your aid, you remain welcoming and understanding. You understand that life is not a binary, and that each person and experience is unique and meaningful in its own way. Overall, you've learned to appreciate your surroundings for what they are, and you approach every scenario with an open mind and a kind heart. As you progress through life, you may begin to crave more alone time. You may experience a better connection with your truest self, which leads you to understand that you haven't been connecting with everyone in your life and prefer isolation. You realize that fear is not real, and that the only thing that is genuine is love. You realize that the most of your anxieties are the consequence of your brainwashed upbringing, negative mental patterns, and limiting beliefs, doubts and anxieties implanted in you by your parents, family, friends, professors, society, advertising, coworkers, and peers begin to fade, and you acquire personal authority. You lose your fear of following your objectives and don't let anything stand in your way of accomplishing them. You begin to realize that mortality is only a passage and that you are an immortal creature. Once you recognize this, communicating with your higher self becomes much simpler. You let your heart and soul lead you and don't appreciate other people's opinions. You begin to depend on your intuition and inner direction because you know what is best for you, allowing you to honestly express yourself and be who you truly are. You notice that your life is becoming more satisfying, and you begin to draw pleasant situations and people into it. You may have noticed a change in your connections with others around you. This is an indication that your higher self is attempting to communicate with you. One clue that your higher self is attempting to communicate with you is that you no longer feel connected to the persons you formerly felt close to. When you begin to connect with your higher self, you will draw more real, rewarding, and equitable relationships into your life. Your higher self desires that your new connections represent who you are becoming, while also letting go of who you are not. This approach may entail terminating unhealthy connections that no longer serve your best interests. It's not easy, and you may find yourself traveling back and forth until you're ready to leave your previous connections behind. It is critical to be kind to yourself during this process, since it can be confusing and upsetting. Remember that those you let go are not awful people, and it is not about being better than them right now. It is about making room for new connections that reflect your new ideals and ideas. So trust the trip, be loyal to yourself, and believe that all will work out in the end for your ultimate good. Have you ever experienced a dream that was so vivid that you awoke the next morning wondering whether it had occurred in your waking reality? Dreams may communicate directly with your higher self. It's critical to pay attention to the many sorts of dreams you have, especially lucid ones in which you actively engage with your higher knowledge. Take note of any vivid dreams that make a deep impression or appear to give direction, since they may contain crucial information about your life path and purpose. When we dream, we access our subconscious mind's immense information and wisdom. Carl Jung accurately stated that the dream is a modest secret door in the deepest and most private sanctuary of the soul that leads to that primal cosmic darkness. That was soul long before there was a conscious ego, and will be soul far beyond anything a conscious ego could ever reach. Dreams may disclose what our conscious mind is missing or disregarding, giving us crucial insights and direction. Dream symbolism may be very informative, allowing us to connect with our deepest aspirations, anxieties, and emotions. You may obtain a better knowledge of yourself and the world around you by paying attention to your dreams and analyzing their meaning. Whether you're seeking direction in a specific scenario or just want to develop your spiritual connection, your dreams may reveal a wealth of knowledge and insight to assist you on your journey. As you progress toward integrating with your higher self, you may experience a shift in your perception of time and existence. You may begin to recognize how your previous experiences formed you into the person you are now. It's actually amazing how every experience, good or terrible, has contributed to your development and evolution. However, it is critical to recognize that your adversity has taught you essential lessons that have made you stronger and wiser. When you focus on the positive elements of your history, genuine magic happens. Those lovely experiences, those joyful memories, are not just reminiscences. They are now an essential part of who you are. You may bring those memories into the current moment and allow them to fill you with delight. Take a minute to reflect on an incredible vacation, a noteworthy accomplishment, or a unique moment with a loved one. Allow that joy to propel you ahead and serve as fuel to make every moment of your life better than it was before. Remember that your history is something to cherish and be grateful for, not something to be embarrassed of or regret. Have you seen any repeated numbers or sequences? You may have noticed 333 or 444 popping up all over the place, and you know it's not a coincidence. Perhaps you keep hearing the same song wherever you go, seeing a certain animal cross your path, or seeing the time on the clock as 11:11. If you've been having these experiences, you've realized that they're not just coincidences, but rather coordinated events designed by your higher self to catch your attention. These synchronicities serve as individual guideposts, pointing you in the correct direction or reminding you to be true to yourself. You may obtain a deeper knowledge of your life's path and take the necessary actions to actualize your dreams by paying attention to these signs and symbols. Meditation entails quieting the mind's continual chatter and reaching inside to discover calm. Meditation, as Buddha eloquently noted, provides insight. Ignorance results from a lack of meditation. Know what propels you ahead and what keeps you back, and then select the route that leads to wisdom. You open yourself up to a greater awareness of yourself and the world around you, allowing you to connect with your higher self. Stillness and active listening are crucial practices. Meditation is a useful strategy for facilitating this process. However, the term meditation is frequently misused and misconstrued. Meditation, contrary to common opinion, does not need sitting in a precise posture and cleansing your mind of all ideas. It's simply a matter of being present with oneself and developing a sense of calm. Unfortunately, many people overcomplicate this simple process. When you meditate, you may not receive immediate answers, but with patience and persistent practice, the answers will come. It is essential to make meditation a regular practice in order to establish a deep connection with your higher self. You must concentrate on going within by turning inward. The scriptures, teachings, gurus, routes, and guidelines are all available to assist you in determining your interior journey. Nobody else can do it for you. We must forge our own path. It is our decision what we do or do not do. This practice can help you handle the problems of everyday life with greater ease and bring more clarity, calm, and fulfillment into your life. So set aside some time each day to sit quietly and connect with your inner self. The advantages are genuinely priceless. When your higher self fully joins with your consciousness, you might have a powerful experience known as divine connection. This level of awareness is frequently attained during intense contemplation, such as prayer, meditation, dancing, worship, or oneness with nature. You may have a sense of oneness with the cosmos and a strong connection to all living creatures during these moments. In this experience, you transcend your physical body's boundaries and feel unfettered by space and time. You may feel a deep feeling of calm and tranquility, as well as heightened consciousness and insight. These transient mystical experiences offer a glimpse of the eternal happiness that is achievable when you entirely align with your higher knowledge. It is crucial to remember that these are very personal experiences that might differ widely from person to person. The deep sense of connection and oneness with the cosmos that is felt, however, goes through all of them. You may increase your chances of experiencing these moments of divine connection in your life by adopting a regular practice of introspection and contemplation. Have you been making use of affirmations? You have thereby programmed your mind to accept the veracity of these assertions. Have you ever heard of the power of affirmations to influence your reality? Affirmations are positive phrases that you repeat to yourself in order to train your subconscious mind to believe them. You may generate plenty and success in your life by doing so. For example, if you want to acquire financial abundance, you can tell yourself, "I deserve to be wealthy," or "Money comes easily and effortlessly to me." The more you repeat these affirmations, the more they will get imprinted in your subconscious mind, and you will begin to believe in them. This may be seen as the higher self actively attempting to direct you to more manifestations and abundance in your life, which can be a fantastic indicator that you are connecting with your higher self. Visualizing oneself surrounded by riches and prosperity creates a powerful mental image that your subconscious mind may cling onto. This visualization method assists you in visualizing yourself reaching your objectives and living your desires. The more you believe these words and the associated imagery, the more proof you will see of them in your life. It is crucial to recognize that your subconscious mind plays a significant part in forming your world. It accounts for a considerable amount of your total mental power, which means it has a major impact on your life and how you perceive it. Your subconscious mind functions as a filter, directing you to things, people, and experiences that match it. If your mind is full of negative programming, you may feel trapped in a cycle of scarcity and limitation. However, you may override the old programming and create a new reality for yourself by replacing these negative beliefs with positive affirmations. Keep in mind that your subconscious mind cannot distinguish between good and negative ideas. It only knows what you continue to tell it. By regularly practicing affirmations and visualization techniques, you can reprogram your subconscious mind and begin to see positive changes in your life, allowing you to connect with your higher self. The higher self is a concept that can be described in a variety of ways depending on one's beliefs and perspective. Some people call it the subconscious, which is the portion of the mind that acts below conscious consciousness. Others may refer to it as intuition, as it is frequently connected with an inner sense of knowing that is not based on conscious logic. Depending on their spiritual or religious views, some people may refer to it as spirit, higher guidance, memory complex, or even the source. The higher self is that inner voice that talks to you and guides you to what is best for you, even if you don't understand why. It is that gut instinct that urges you to trust or avoid someone or something, even when there is no reasonable explanation. It is that inner knowledge or voice that tells you if something is genuine or untrue, even if it contradicts what you see or hear in the physical world. Many individuals think that the higher self is a connection to a higher power or larger awareness, and that it is a source of wisdom, insight, and inspiration. It is stated that by connecting with our inner knowledge and guidance, we may discover our purpose, reach our full potential, and live a more true and satisfying life. You will be able to connect with yourself entirely on all levels, embracing and regulating your ego and lower self. As a result, you will be able to connect with others more clearly since you can see through your own illusions and will not be duped by others. You'll forge your own path and perform wonders. You'll feel more connected to yourself and your spirit guides. By remaining quiet and listening to that little but powerful voice, you will learn to totally believe that all the solutions to your issues are inside you.